You can die from someone else's misery. Emotional states are as infectious as diseases. You may feel you are helping the drowning man, but you are only precipitating your own disaster. The unfortunate sometimes draw misfortune on themselves, they will also draw it on you. Associate with the happy and fortunate instead. Those misfortunates among us who have been brought down by circumstances beyond their control, deserve all the help and sympathy we can give them. But there are others who are not born to misfortune or unhappiness, but who draw it upon themselves by their destructive actions and unsettling effect on others. It would be a great thing if we could raise them up and change their patterns. But more often than not, it is their patterns that end up getting inside us and bringing us down. The reason is simple. Humans are extremely susceptible to the moods, emotions, and even the ways of thinking of those with whom they spend their time. The incurably unhappy and unstable have a particularly strong infecting power because their characters and emotions are so intense. They often present themselves as victims, which at first makes it difficult to see that their misery is self-inflicted. Before you can realize the true nature of their problems, you have been contaminated by them. Avoid people who always seem to be entangled in problems. These people have deep-seated unconscious patterns of behavior and need more help than you can possibly give them. In the game of power, the people you associate with is critical. The risk of associating with infectors is that you will waste valuable time and energy trying to free yourself. Through a kind of guilt by association, you will also suffer in the eyes of others. You cannot surround yourself with negative people and expect positive outcomes. Never underestimate the dangers of infection. So how do you protect yourself from these negative infectors? The answer lies in judging people on the effects they have on the world, and not on the reasons they give for their problems. They can be recognized by the misfortune they draw on themselves, their turbulent past, their long line of broken relationships, their unstable careers, and the very force of their character, which sweeps you up and makes you lose your reason. Be forewarned by these signs of an infector, learn to see the discontent in their eyes. Most important of all, do not take pity on them. Do not enmesh yourself in trying to help. The infector will remain unchanged, but you will be unhinged. For your efforts you will only be infected and dragged down into their pit of misery. The other side of infection is equally valid, and perhaps more readily understood. There are people who attract happiness to themselves by their good cheer, natural buoyancy, and intelligence. They are a source of pleasure, and are surrounded by good fortune. And you must associate with them, to share in the prosperity they draw upon themselves. This law of assimilation applies not only to success and good fortune, but all positive qualities. You can use this to your advantage. Associate with people who have positive traits you lack, but admire, and want to possess yourself. So if you are miserly by nature, associate with the generous. If you are gloomy, gravitate to the cheerful. And if you are prone to isolation, force yourself to befriend the gregarious. Never associate with those who share your defects, they will reinforce everything that holds you back. Find others with the traits you admire, and spend your time with these people. If you make this a rule of life, you will benefit more than from all the therapy in the world.